Welcome, Highlanders, to our ECON002 Introduction to Macroeconomics Canvas course site. As you can see, this is for ECON002 Section 40. It's also for ECON028 Section 1. So in this class of over 500 students, we will have a subsection of students who are in the honors version of the class. A lot of their assignments are going to be similar to the non-honors version, but they have their own discussion section, and then they have some extra assignments they have to complete, like some essay papers and projects and things like that. And I'll make sure to put all of those on that honors subsections course site so that you all won't be confused and have to do it if you're in the non-honors section. But anyway, I just want to make sure I clear up the name as to why it's called the Econ 2 Section 40 and the Econ 2H Section 1, because you'll both be sharing that website for most of your assignments. But if you log into our homepage here, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see a copy of the syllabus and then a goals contract, which are my goals for you all this quarter, as well as some challenges I anticipate in reaching those goals and some ways that I hope to overcome those challenges. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you all is because you all are going to write your own goals contract in your first class roles and academic honesty survey for an extra credit point by the end of week 2. I also have a link to our Zoom student hour session. I'll be available both in person and through Zoom. So during my student hours, I'll be sitting there in my office with my door open, but I'll also be sitting in front of a computer with the Zoom link open, right? So that you can come see me either way, whichever is more convenient for you. I also have a link to this page called Inspiration and Positivity. Right? I know that there's a lot of bad news out there, so there's just a link to the Good News Network along with a bunch of inspirational videos, often from some marginalized or underrepresented voices, but just kind of a way to make sure that things stay positive this quarter as you get hit with some bad news about whatever might be happening in the world. Also on our homepage, I have a link to the official class Discord site. Right. So I do have an official Discord site set up for the class that you can go ahead and join. But this is more for peer-to-peer interaction. So I won't be in there that much. I'll be just kind of checking in every once in a while to make sure there's no cyberbullying or cheating or anything like that. But it's mostly a place for you all to interact with each other. Again, if you want to send me a message, the best way to do that is sending me an email. I have a link here for technical support. So if you're running any issues with Canvas, right, you can find the tech support there. Also, a link here for what I call student resources. So I worked in this last year to become what's called a mental health ally here on campus, which makes me just very aware of all the resources that the campus provides. And so I've posted these resources here for you. So everything from the Academic Resource Center to the Basic Needs Department, the Care Office, Case Management, Counseling and Psychological Services, or known as CAPS, Financial Aid Office, so forth and so on. So once you scroll past all the resources offered by the university, and you'll see some resources that are offered by the surrounding community as well, right? Including the things like Crisis Text Line, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, the Riverside County Cares Line, so forth and so on. So for every one of these resources, where possible, I try to provide a link and phone number, right? So again, you can get access to any help that you might need. So if you're struggling from anything, maybe mental health related or basic needs related, you can check out the resources here, and hopefully this helps you. I'll be kind of reminding you what these resources are throughout the quarter. And finally, I have a link here to a page I call Student Opportunities. Whenever you teach these big classes, you get a lot of emails from student groups or volunteer organizations or people who are offering internships saying, hey, can I come and take a couple minutes of your class time? Well, I can't give them the class time that you all paid for, but what I can do is say, hey, send me an advertisement. I'll post it here under Student Opportunities. So these are what I call resume builders, right? So you have here a link to Highlander link, right? That includes the over 400 student groups that we have on campus. Also internships in Southern California, both paid and non-paid, right? A link to outdoor excursions and some of the things that they are doing, as well as a link to the Growth International Volunteer Excursions or GIVE website, right? So if you're interested in volunteering abroad, then you can do that there as well, right? So again, when you see these this area here, this is all about just finding those resources for ways to build your resume. Now, if you scroll down here, you can see our official class days and time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 11:50 in University Lecture Hall Room 1000, right? You're also going to see my information here, right? You got into really got into this One Punch Man Japanese animation, and it's about a guy who goes bald from training so hard, and I'm starting to go bald myself, so I figured I might as well steer into the skid. But in any case, it's got my name, my cell phone, my office number, my cell phone number if you need to get a hold of me that way. It's got my office location and then my office hours, or which I call student hours, to make sure that you know that this is time set aside for you all. This is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:40 to 10:40 right before this class, as well as from 12 to 1 or right after this class, because I know that's when students kind of are able to meet with me the most, right? Because it's right around the class time where I know they're on campus. But if you're not on campus for any reason, then I'm available both in person as well as through Zoom. Just click on that student hour Zoom link right up here, and you can access me that way. Right now, I want to make sure that you know that I'm also available by appointment. So if you need to meet with me at any time that doesn't fit that Monday, Wednesday, Friday time slot, then just feel free to shoot me an email or let me know, and I'll try to meet at a time that best fits your schedule. Now we'll go ahead and go into modules. It's kind of the star of the show when it comes to working through this course on Canvas. And what we have here is our first module, which is the introduction to the course. This is what you might want to start doing after, say, day one. So between Monday and Wednesday's class. If you click on the introduction to the course overview here, right, you're going to see that the first thing you need to do is read the syllabus. And again, I have a link here to the syllabus and the goals contract on a video from Snoop Dogg telling you to read the syllabus in case you needed a reminder, right? And then we have this introduction video that I made here, kind of going over the syllabus, is also located here. Anytime I post a video, I also post the slides in both PowerPoint and PDF format, so you can access them whatever your technology capabilities are, right? And then I have a short tell me about yourself survey due on Friday, April 5th or Friday of week 1. And this is mostly about you telling me who you are as a person, kind of what your interests are, things like why is it that you want to take this class? And that's basically so I can tailor the information in the class to kind of better fit your needs. And then I have a class rules and academic honesty extra credit survey, right? This is where you're going to fill out your own goals contract as well as answer some questions about academic honesty. And again, just some things about the class to make sure you understand the rules of the class that we talk about in that introductory video. And then finally, a meet and greet discussion board where you can introduce yourself to the entire class if you want, right? So the tell me about yourself survey is where you're going to make information known to me, right? Again, I'm going to keep those anonymous, so feel free to kind of share whatever you like there. But this discussion board is where you're going to be sharing information with everybody who can access it and see it, right? So again, if you want to start introducing yourself to the rest of the class, I know it's a big class, over 550 students, right? So, might be a little daunting at first, but you all start to get to know each other. You kind of form those study groups and things like that. So all you have to do once you click on that overview page is click next. It's going to take you right to step 1, which remember was to read that syllabus, right? So the syllabus is going to pop up. You can go ahead and read through that. If you click next again, it's going to take you right to that goals contract. So you can go ahead and start reading through that, get an idea of what that looks like so you can fill out your own. If you click next again, it's going to take you right to that introductory video, right? Where you can watch, again, kind of me go through what's in that syllabus or for what's in that, basically what we're going to be going over on day 1 or in Monday's class. So if you click that play button, you're going to see that video pop up here, right? As you can see, there's a question embedded in the video. Every time I have videos on Canvas, I have these questions in them. They're called knowledge review questions, right? You can go ahead and complete that as part of watching the video. So as you're watching the video, it's going to get up to that question. The video is going to stop. That question is going to pop up. You're going to answer it, and the video is going to keep playing. Now, I want to make this very clear. These do show up in the grade book as either like a 1 or a check mark, so you can keep track of which ones you've watched. Having said that, these don't count for any credit at all. The reason why I have those questions embedded in the video is just to make the video a little bit more interactive for you, right? And again, to make sure you're kind of paying attention to the video as you're watching it, right? As I mentioned in the introductory video, right, I have this class set up so that you can either attend the live in-person lecture or you can watch this video if you can't make it to that lecture for any reason, right? So this video is what we're going to be covering in Monday's class on April 1st, right? If you were not going to be in that class, then you would say watch this video instead is the idea. Right. No, so again, all you gotta do is kind of keep clicking on that next button, and it's going to take you to, again, the next assignment, which is that tell me about yourself survey. Just click on take the survey. You won't get any credit for that one, but it's again a good way to introduce yourself to me so I can make information in the class kind of tailored towards what interests you the most. If you click next again, it's going to take you to that class rules and academic honesty survey worth, and again, an extra credit point if you can complete that by Friday, April the 12th. Right, so just click on take the survey, make sure you get that done. Again, try to do it as soon as possible. It's a pretty easy extra credit point to get. And you click next again, it's going to take you right to that meet and greet survey. Right, we're gonna see pictures of my family and me talking about kind of my background, right? Which is something else I'll also kind of talk a little bit about in that introductory video, right? And then there's a chance for you to introduce yourself as well, right? So again, that's all you have to do is you going through these modules, just keep on clicking next, right? So now if you go to our first learning module, I just want to go through a brief overview of what this is going to look like. Right? Again, it's going to have the overview and then all the steps to complete in that module. So if you click on the overview slide, what you're going to, or the overview page there, what you're going to see is, again, step one is to watch the lecture videos. So I am going to be in there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, kind of lecturing, right, as during our normal lecture time. But if you can't make it for any reason, I have set it up so that you can watch these videos instead. Right. So, for example, if you were going to be in class on Wednesday, April the 3rd, these are the two videos that are going to correspond to what we're going to cover in that class, right? Lecture 1 on economics and scarcity, and then lecture 2 on the economic guideposts 1 through 3, right? Now, again, if you were going to make it to class on Friday, then you'd be watching these two lecture videos and so forth and so on, right? So I try to give you the days and dates of the videos that I expect them to correlate to, right? Occasionally we might move a little bit faster or slower than I anticipate, right? But just to give you an idea of what to watch or kind of keep track of when you are going through the class. Now, also, I want to let you know that after every class, I'm going to be emailing the class in. Here's what we covered in this particular class, and here's what lecture videos it corresponds to. So just to make sure that we're staying on track and you can watch the videos that correspond to the material that you would have missed if you weren't in class that day. Right. Once again, for these lecture videos, I have the PowerPoint slides and PDF slides available. Right now, I do want to be very clear that everywhere that I have in class a poll everywhere question that you can answer for extra credit. Right. Again, during these videos, I have those knowledge review questions where the video will stop and you can answer that question and then the video will move on. The poll everywhere questions do count for extra credit. If you complete over 50% of them, you'll get some extra credit points. Right. The more you complete, the higher the percentage you complete, the more extra credit you can get. But these knowledge review questions, again, they don't count for anything. They just make the video a little bit more interactive and make sure you have the same learning experience if you're watching it from home versus if you are completing it in class, right? That said, these slides correspond with these lecture videos that you're going to be watching, not necessarily with what I'm going to be going over in class. So the poll everywhere questions you get in class will be different than the ones that are in these slides. The ones that are in these slides are the ones that are the same as the knowledge review videos questions, which don't count for anything. And again, the reason why I'm doing that is because those poll everywhere questions are something that I want you to kind of be able to answer on the fly. Or I don't want you to come in with that right answer because you watched the video in advance or looked at the slides in advance. Now, every one of you should be registered for discussion section. You can attend that discussion section live with your TA, but if for any reason you can't make it, there is a discussion session video that corresponds with the information the TA is going to be covering. And once again, there are PowerPoint and PDF slides available that correspond with that video that you can print out and bring to your TA's discussion section class, or you can print it out and use it and take notes while you're watching the video at home if you prefer to do it that way instead. If you decide to go to your TA's discussion section, they'll spend the first 20 to maybe 25 minutes going over the lecture that's contained in this video. And then the rest of the time you can spend completing this assignment through Canvas, and your TA will be there to help you with any questions you may have while completing that assignment. If you think you understand this material pretty well and you don't need your TA's help, then again, you never have to go to your discussion section if you don't want to. You can just watch this video and then complete the assignment through Canvas on your own. You do have 2 attempts at it, and the highest score is the one that counts. And then we have the practice questions. These are questions that I've created myself, right? If you scroll past the questions, you're going to see an answer key along with an explanation for why the right answer is indeed the right answer. We also have these course book questions. These are things that the publisher comes up with, right? They discontinue the course book, but with their permission, I can still use these questions. So I've posted those along with an answer key at the end there. Now, this answer key does not have an explanation for why the right answer is indeed right, but the answers are available, right? If you do have a question about how to get to that right answer, that's when you can come see me in those student hours, right? And then for each chapter, I have a review session video. It's just a down and dirty, it's a 20 to 30-minute review on the main concepts from that chapter. And again, feel free to watch those if you like. It's optional, but it's a good way to kind of make sure you're understanding what's going on in that chapter before you hit that module quiz. And once again, there are the slides in both PowerPoint and PDF format. Right, and then you have the module 1 quiz, which you can complete. Remember, you get 3 attempts at this, and the highest score is the one that counts. And then this first module also tells you can start thinking about your extra credit t-shirt slogan, right? It has the link where you can upload that, again, as long as you do so by Friday, May 31st, right? Then you're going to get some extra credit for doing so. So if you click on next, again, it's going to take you to that first lecture video. As you can see, there is a learning objective available there, right? So each one of these videos has learning objectives there that you can follow to make sure that you're getting what you need to get out of that video as you are watching it. And then if you click play, you're going to see that this video contains one of those knowledge review questions. So again, you'll be able to watch the video all the way up to that question. It's going to pause. You're going to answer that question, and then you are going to keep watching the video. And again, that question will not count for any credit, extra credit, or regular credit. It's just there to make the video more interactive and to give you the same learning experience that you would have if you were actually attending class. Because Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when I'm going to be lecturing. And as I do so, right, whenever we get to these poll everywhere questions, right, that's where these knowledge review questions are going to appear. That will count for extra credit. So again, it's a similar experience, right? But again, I want to make sure that you are understanding this material as you're going through it. Yeah, you click again, it's going to take you to that next lecture video. Again, there's a couple more learning objectives, right? A couple more knowledge review questions available in this one, right? So again, that's basically how these modules work. You just keep clicking next. It's going to take you right to the next thing you've got to do, whether it's the next video you got to watch, the next assignment you have to complete, so forth and so on, right? Now, again, once you get past all of the lecture videos, it's going to take you to that discussion session video. This is what you can watch if you want, if you prefer to, again, do this at home rather than go see your TA during your TA's discussion section day and time, right? So again, I made this class that you never have to step foot in class if you don't want to. You can do everything asynchronously from home if that is your desire, but that's not necessarily my intent. My intent is, my hope is that you come to class, right? You learn the material that way. But I still want to make sure that the material is available to you if you have to miss class for any reason, right? Maybe you have to watch your younger siblings. Maybe you have to work in order to help support your family or yourself, right? I'm very understand the fact that you have a lot of things going on outside of just this class. So I try to make the information as accessible as possible, regardless of what you got going on in your life, right? But again, I'll be there lecturing. Your TAs will be there during your discussion section. So just make sure you take advantage of that if you do prefer that live instruction. Again, if you click next after that discussions video, that's when it's going to take you to that discussion session activity. Again, you get 2 attempts at it. The highest score is the one that counts, right? 5-point assignment, 5 multiple choice questions worth 1 point each. Just click take the quiz. It'll take you right to it. Click next again. It's going to take you to those practice questions I mentioned. Again, these are the questions that I created. If you scroll past all the questions, you're going to see an answer key along with an explanation for why the right answers are indeed the right answer, right? Click next again. It's going to take you to those course book questions. These are developed by the publisher of your textbook, right? And again, if you scroll past all the questions, you're going to see an answer key along with, again, in this case, not an explanation for why it's the right answer, just the answers. But if you have any questions about that, then you can come see me in my office and I'll be happy to explain those answers to you. Right? And the reason why I provide both is because your quizzes and exams are usually a combination of questions I come up with, along with questions that come from your publisher's text bank. So I want to make sure that you get experience with both. If you click next again, it's going to take you to these this review session video. Right, again, this is optional. You don't have to watch this if you don't want to. But if you're looking for, say, a 30 or 27-minute, in this case, review. So again, they're usually about 20 to 30 minutes of the chapter, right? And this is where you can find it with plenty of these knowledge review questions that, again, don't count for credit, but just a way to make sure you're understanding this material as you're going through it. So a good way to get some additional practice answering these questions, along with, again, just a quick review of the material from that module. Click next again, it's going to take you right to that module quiz, right? Just click take the quiz. Again, you get 3 attempts at this one. The highest score is the one that counts. If you click next again, this is where you would submit your t-shirt designs by uploading that file with your design on it. And we'll be talking about that a little bit on that first day of class as well, right? So that's what a typical learning module might look like, right? So right now, the only modules that are available are the introductory module and module 1. As we start getting towards the end of week 1, I'll start releasing module 2 that has the chapter 2 material, and so forth and so on. So I'm not going to let everybody work too far ahead, right? But I'll have these modules available with plenty of advance notice that you can complete it on your own with plenty of time to spare if that is your desire, right? But again, it's my hope that you would come to class and actually hear this material live. I think you'll soon sometimes get more out of that because I'll give more kind of up-to-date examples. So if there's breaking news, you'll hear about that in class. Having said that, everything on the quiz and exams, right, will be coming from information that is available in these lecture videos. So if you choose to never step foot in class, you don't necessarily have to. You can watch all these videos, complete these assignments all in your own time, right, and still do fine in the class, right? Even the exams can be taken through Canvas, right, just during our regular class time. Everything else can be completed anytime you want throughout the week. There's only 3 times that you actually have to be there in class, right? And that is during midterm 1, midterm 2, and the final exam. When I say be there, I don't mean actually be physically in the class. I mean, you can complete them from anywhere that has internet access, but you do have a limited time frame to complete that, right? So your midterm exams will be completed during that 11 to 11:50 window on the dates of your exams. And then your final exam is going to be completed from Thursday, June the 13th, from 11:30 to 2:30. So 11:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m. So you do have to complete it during that window. Those are 3 times you have to complete an assignment during a specific time. The rest of the stuff can be completed anytime you want before the due date of that assignment, right? So for example, your first module quiz is going to be due on April the 10th, right? So you have any time between now and April 10th to complete that, right? You can do it any, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever works best for you. So once again, try to make this as flexible as possible to best fit your schedule. Again, if you have any questions at all for me or how this course site works, then go ahead and just click on that Zoom student hours link on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 8:40 and 10:40, or between 12 and 1, and I should be there to answer those questions for you. Or if you prefer, you can come physically and see me in my office right here at 3107 Sproul Hall. Right. All right, so I hope that answers a lot of questions about how this course is set up. Go ahead and start working through Module 0 if you haven't already, and read through that syllabus, read through that goals contract, watch that introductory video. I think after reading the syllabus and watching the introductory video, you'll have an even better understanding about how this class works. So make sure you do that, and then you kind of be set up for success for the rest of the course. All right, once again, if you need me for anything, just feel free to shoot me an email or come visit me during the student hours, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. But until then, stay safe and healthy. Take care.